is currently bang on 10 o'clock on a Saturday night, and I'm going for my seeds. I'm basically going through it to plan of what I want to sow for tomorrow, and I've come across my big stack of wildflower seeds, and I thought to clear up a little bit of room and document it as well, I'll put them all in a jar so they're not all together, so when I actually come to use them I can just chuck them straight out, no fuss whatsoever, because I do currently got quite a big stack of them, so it'd be handy to take. Oh, I'm gonna drop them. But I've got loads of different ones, so hopefully free up some space, and then like I said, it'll just be ready there for when I do it. So I thought I'd document it to show you what I'm putting in there, and so when it actually comes to the time when I'm documenting me putting them out, you get a rough idea of what is already in the mix, and then we can actually rate it then as well to see what ones did better in certain areas of the garden. That'll be interesting to see. So what I will do with the jar once it's all finished and everything is I'll put it in like a hidden space so no light or anything gets to it, so hopefully it'll keep the seeds protected and hopefully don't spoil them. Now I'm pretty sure I've got quite a lot of nigellas. That's one, so that is Love in a Mist. Yeah, Love in a Mist. I've also got some more Persian jewels. I think I've got one more as well. Yeah, there we go. And then I've got Miss Jackal Blue. So I'll start off with putting these in. If you're someone who grows wildflowers, are you someone who just sows them directly, or do you sow them indoors and then put them out in the little modules? I feel like there's too much of a fuss with these ones, because I know a lot of people rave about you just putting them directly and that they should do well on them, well by themselves. It feels a bit pointless to go through all that fuss when I could just be using those extra module space for other flowers or other veg and stuff like that. So that's primarily what I've done now. Whoa, that one's got such a strong smell. The other ones didn't do that. Interesting. This is the last nigella. Yeah, this one is literally just a 1 gram of wildflowers anyway, so it's probably going to have most of what I'm already putting in there, but there'll be a few little additions that I haven't put in as well. Let's see. Oh, yeah, you can really see the mixture of the seeds in there as well. I can see a few little calendulas. Actually, I think there's a few cosmos as well. I can see a few of the sultanes. Sultanes? Is that what they're called? Sultans? Sweet sultans? I can see a few of those in there as well. Actually, let's go on to those next. Right, so the sweet sultane ones I've got is the Bride. So I assume that was a white one. I think from memory it's a white one. And then the other mix I've got is sweet sultane. It just says there's a mix, but by the picture it's pink. So it'll be very pretty. I don't know, the real so. No, let me get some scissors. Next one I'm going to put in is bee balm. Oh, bee balm. Oh, I'm just reading on the back of it, and it says the foliage is aromatic with a hint of lemon. Ooh, ooh, that's exciting. So next is the corn marigolds, and even got the little bee pollination badge there as well. Next we got corn corkles. Now I've never heard of these before, but I went over my nan's a couple of months ago before she had her garden basically redone, and she's got like 2 separate kind of bits to her garden. So she has the main garden, then she has like a mini drive. which is completely like pebbled over and everything like that. And she was complaining, she was like, God, I've got all these all over, I don't know where they've come from, I've never planted them or anything. And I took a picture of them and I was like, I want to see what they are. And it's actually these. So I'll be interested to see this time next year if my garden is absolutely covered in them, or it was just one of those fluke little incidences for her. But they're pretty flowers, very pretty flowers. So I'm not complaining, nevertheless. Oh, these are a bit more bigger seeds. So moving on to poppies, I've got a few poppy varieties. I have, is that a ladybug? No, there's one that's ladybug. So this is just the standard red poppy. We then have the ladybug one. These are really pretty and really, really cute. We've got Californian. And we've also got another Californian, but this one is called Rose Chiffon. So it'll be interesting to see if they vary, depending on those ones as well. And again, it's got that badge. Always rely on that badge. So all of these ones that are in the white packaging and don't have a picture or anything like that. So like these ones, I got those from Budget Direct. Budget Direct? No, Budget Seeds. From Budget Seeds. It might even be Budget Seeds Direct. It's late. My brain is really not functioning right now. But I did a haul on it a couple of videos back. So definitely have a little look at that. Because for the price that I basically paid for all of these little wildflower bits, and then a few other additions, I think I only paid like 15 quid in the end. It was very good. And I think I had like 30 items in my basket overall. So yeah, if you're definitely gardening on a budget, definitely check them out. Yeah, it's definitely filling up. It's definitely filling up nicely already. Can you see all the different shapes and different types they have? It's so interesting how seeds come in so many different shapes and sizes. Right. Next up is on to the cornflowers. Now I am a big fan of the cornflowers. They're my favourite. I think I was talking about it in the last video about drying them as well. They dry so nicely. So there's a lot of colour variations I have here that I'm really excited to see how they dry and see what the colour kind of pigment, because the ones I mostly got or mostly had before all went like a very pastel, like really pretty light colour. So like for example, this one is called Red Boy. So I'd be interested to see how red it stays, or if it goes a bit more like a pinky colour, or just anything like that. So we got Red Boy. We've got the standard blue. This is another one I'm really excited to see how well it dries and looks in general, is the black. We've got a tall double mix. Another red cornflower. This is just the pink. And then we've got white. Here we go, we got the lid on, and that is all the wildflower seeds. So like I said earlier on, I'm going to put this in a dark space, a dark cool space, so it keeps them preserved a lot longer. And actually really good. Oh, something could go out now. Probably going to be a next month job though. But we have a fun little plan on what to do with these as well, because we have a front bit of our garden which is just basically weeds, and it's on like a bit of like a rocky gravel. So we're going to put some soil on top, clear the space, and then we're going to do these. And I think I might also do some sunflowers and like integrate them as well, so it gives a bit more height. I think that will look really pretty. So yeah, I'm very excited. Hopefully, like I said, both gardens are absolutely covered in wildflowers, and hopefully both the bees, the butterflies, and all the other little bugs and insects absolutely love and adore it. I'm so excited. So excited. There we go. I've started off a fair few of my sunflowers. I didn't realise how many sunflowers actually vary in size with seeds. I know you had the big, like really long ones, those ones in particular for the bigger size ones. And then you have the standard seeds, but there was one, which one was it? This one. So Saluna Bronze, they are the tiniest sunflower seeds I have ever seen. I've ended up putting 2 per little hole that I basically did. So for the smaller ones, I did 4 holes per module. I put 4 in, and then for the bigger size ones, I did 2 per module. But these ones I put 2 per hole, so it'll be interesting to see how these turn out. Oh, these are edible flowers. Ooh, interesting. But to be fair, these ones look a little bit more like a Rudbeckia. Or was that just me? So it'd be interesting to see what they're like. Because I am growing 2 lots of Rudbeckia this year. So it'd be interesting to see if they look very similar or if they grow very similar together. That made no sense, but it made sense in my head. So some I will do amp a little bit more throughout the season, especially depending on how they vary, growing in these little modules as well. Okay, so the first one you saw is the Saluna Bronze one, and the next one is a Giant Yellow. I'm really excited to see how big these get. Does it say how big they roughly get? No, it doesn't say. Oh wait. 1.8 to 2.7 meters, 6.9 inches. These ones are going to look really, really cool. I'm sure the bees are going to absolutely love these as well. So we've got that one. Then we got Miss Mars, which is this pretty colour one. I love the little like gradient colours it's got, how it's like very kind of pale, kind of creamy, yellowy white, and then you've got the bright red in the middle. That's going to look very pretty. I've got a lot of red themed ones. So this one is called Red Sun. This one's in Hands. I got a photo. Did I end up getting these last year? I don't think I ended up with any of these ones, sadly. I think it was too late in the season when I planted these out. But yes, so we've got a red one. Next one we got is Music Box, which is an array of different textures and colours to it. So I wonder if that will give like a similar vibe like the Soluna Bronze will. It'd be interesting to see. But again, just all the different textures, especially along the little middle bit of the sunflower, it just looks so pretty. Oh, I'm just so excited. Oh, I just saw the description at the back and it says large cherry daisy-like flowers. What a cute little way to describe it. This one hasn't got a photo, but this is Sunflower Cherry Rose. So I'm assuming this one's going to look a little bit like the Miss Mars. I need to double check the picture with that one. Again, another lovely red one. Next we got Ruby Sunset. Looks like this one. This one's almost like a pure red colour one. With, oh, there's a few bits, got a few flexes of yellow as well. And that's another edible flower one. So that'd be interesting. I love sunflower seeds. So if I'd be able to actually get like even just a gram of sunflower seeds that I have grown and I can eat, it will feel like a proud moment. A very proud moment. And then the last one I got is a teddy bear. Now I've seen a few people do these. And I'm so curious to know what the texture is. A lot of people rave about the texture in particular. So it'd be interesting to see what it is like. But apparently these ones, if you're growing sunflowers specifically for bees, they recommend not to do this one. I might be wrong, but I'm certain bees can't get any pollen out of these ones because of the texture. So definitely say I would have to do a bit of research on that one before purchasing that one. Or if you do go for this one, make sure you get a different round of varieties to go with it as well, so the bees can get a good little bit of it as well. So that's all my sunflowers I'm growing this year. And obviously, like I said, later on, I'll probably try and do like a set like once a month, so I can get like a continuous flow of sunflowers throughout the year and everything. So I'm very excited. It's gonna be beautiful. I think I said earlier in the video when I was doing the Wildflower mix that I'm gonna maybe add a few of these when we do our front garden as well, so we get a bit more height amongst the wildflowers. Keep an eye out for that later on in the season if it goes successfully. We'll have to do like a, what do you call it, like a comparison video later on in the year to see how it varies and everything, and I'll give you an update along the way. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.